widget, taking a look at the LG Optimus Black. This is an Android 2.2 smartphone. It has a 4-inch display, WVGA resolution, and it's one of the thinnest Android devices, something we've already taken a look at in a comparison with Samsung Galaxy S2 and the Sony Ericsson Xperia Arc. So we'll just give you a quick little tour around the device, hardware and software, starting off with the hardware first. Here at the top, you've got your usual batch of sensors with a front-facing camera, 2 megapixel. There's an LG logo which you can just about make out, and an earpiece at the very top. There's one seamless piece of glass covering the whole front, including the capacitive Android keys at the bottom. This is very much a feature of what LG is trying to do with this device, to make it look very slick, very glossy and shiny, as you can see, but also, very stylish. As we take a look around the back of the device, actually this really reminds us of the Zune HD with the trapezoid or trapezium shape with the slanting sides. It's 9.2 millimeters thick at its thickest point, which is around here at the center, but it thins out to 6 millimeters just here on the side. A couple of things you may have noticed already: a volume rocker up and down, and a G key rather, which does a few gestures, which we'll demonstrate in a little bit. Just an LG logo, loudspeaker, and a 5 megapixel camera on the back, with an LED flash, as per usual. And on the top, you've got your power and lock button, headphone jack as well, and a micro USB port, which has a sliding cover, like so, which will help keep dust out of the way. Taking a look at the interface now. As you can see, here's your relatively standard Android keyboard. It's a bit customized for LG. The comma is actually over here with the symbols, which isn't the best thing in the world. Here it is in landscape mode. It pretty much looks exactly like what we saw on the Optimus 2X. But the good news with this device is that it doesn't have all the software issues, all the crashing and the hang-ups that we saw with the Optimus 2X in Europe. It actually works, or it has been very stable. We've used it for a week. It has been very good. There's a few additions that LG has made, such as this battery monitor. Whoops. That's Atrix giving us an email alert very loudly. We'll take a look at that shortly as well. So here is the battery monitor. It's pretty standard Android stuff, but LG gives you the widget which actually takes it to your home screen. Also gives you this little widget where you can arrange your bookmarks. It has a couple of options for work clocks, things like that. The memo application is pretty nice. I'll take a look at that. It puts a little timestamp at the bottom for the last time that you edited it. Gallery application is standard Android stuff. There it is, this little shortcut here to bring you into the camera. Camera is pretty much standard Android as well. Has a macro mode, which is nice. So here's some video playback on the Optimus Black. We had a few issues. The video was squashed or stretched, depending on your perspective, once you uploaded it onto the PC. So our sample videos are a bit stretched. You can take a look at them on the device itself. They look very good. There is no stuttering or any issues with the recorded picture or with the playback. This 720p video that we're playing back on the Optimus Black here. And all the sound is coming out of this one loudspeaker on the back, which works pretty well. Alright, we'll take a look at the browser now. And while it's actually loading the Gadget homepage, what we'd like to show you is also here the drop-down menu. LG has made a couple of changes or optimizations on top of Android. You've got these 5 toggles here for pretty commonly used functions. One is for sound, to mute the phone. The other one is for wireless, Bluetooth, GPS, and for data transfers. So it's very nice to actually have them accessible wherever you are on the phone with the slide down menu. Additionally, you have a music widget which LG has made available. which is also available when you have the phone locked. So you can see the music playing back here, and then slide this little slider down, pause it, play the next thing, etc. And now going back to the browser, scrolling and pinch to zoom are a little slow here. We have no problems in terms of formatting. Everything formats in the space correctly. It also plays back flash video, but scrolling is not as smooth as it could be. It's not as smooth as the best we've seen, and neither is pinch to zoom. There's definitely a little delay when we're doing this, and it's just a little bit laboured. See, if we just do it a little bit quicker, you can see how much of a delay there is to respond to the pinch to zoom. It does it, it works, it just could be better, that's all. When you have the phone locked and you have a missed call, it gives you an option, whether it's a missed call or a missed message, to slide straight into your call register. So, and you can't really mistake it because the phone unlocks with a vertical swipe upwards, whereas getting into this function requires a swipe downwards. I'm going to do this for the sake of privacy, but as I say, this just takes you straight into your call register, which is a nice little addition. One other thing that LG has touted is specifically about this G key here on the side. It gives you access to motion controls, essentially. It just turns on the accelerometer and does some things. For example, while you're holding down the G key, you can transfer between home screens just by tilting the phone. Again, this is something we've seen with TouchWiz in the Samsung Galaxy S2. It's implemented slightly differently, but it's the same principle, using the accelerometer to switch between home screens. So that's one thing, and perhaps, I mean, this is the one thing that we made work or saw working consistently. We can take a look at a quick comparison against some of the competition for the Optimus Black. Here's the 4-inch Incredible S from HTC and the 4-inch Atrix from Motorola. So all these phones have the same screen sizes. The Atrix has a QHD screen resolution, which improves on the other two's WVGA. QHD is 540 by 960 pixels. WVGA is 800 by 480. And this page is taking a while to load. But one of the really quite impressive things is how much thinner the LG is compared to the other devices, so we'll take a look at that. As you can see, the Atrix is the thickest of the set right here. Then there's the Incredible S and the LG Optimus Black on the top. It is very thin, very light. It is by far the lightest of all three devices. So in terms of thin and light, this is pretty much the thinnest and lightest Android phone you can get around at the moment. Samsung Galaxy S2 is thinner in parts, but it is definitely a bigger phone.